Hello guys, welcome back to the course. In this video, we're going to get to know more about tools, IDE, and datasets that we're going to use in this course. So first of all, we're going to talk about the programming language, alright? So we're going to use Python. Just click on this link guys and it will take you here to this website. So this is Python official website. I want you to click on download. So just in case if you haven't installed Python yet, I really recommend you to download the latest version. As you guys can see here, the latest version is Python 3.12. However, if you already have Python installed in your computer and you might have the older version, don't worry guys, it's still going to work, right? And down here, as you guys can see, we have like three main options. The first one is Windows, the second one is Linux, and the third one is Mac OS. So make sure that you install whichever version that aligns with your operating system. For example, myself, I'm using Mac OS, so I'm going to click on Mac OS, and I'm going to click on this link, right? So this is the latest version, Python 3.12. Alright, so now let's go back to our slide and let's talk about the libraries. Okay, so the first library that we're going to use is pandas. So just go to Google and type in pandas. So we're going to utilize pandas to read our datasets and also to do data modeling, right? And if you're not really familiar with pandas, don't worry guys, I'm going to guide you step by step on how to do it, right? So don't worry if you don't really understand pandas, that's completely fine. Okay, so now let's talk about the second library, which is matplotlib. So just go to Google and type in matplotlib.org. Okay, so we're going to utilize matplotlib to visualize our data. Okay, so when you're dealing with a complex data set, it is a good idea to visualize the data to help you understand what's really going on in the data, right? To help you identify pattern or trend in the data. So we're going to use matplotlib to create a scatter plot, a histogram, a bar chart. Okay, so now let's talk about the third library, which is NumPy. So just go to Google and type in NumPy. So we're going to utilize NumPy to perform complex calculations, right? As you know, this is a biostatistic course. So we're going to do a lot of calculations. And in some cases, we're going to need to use NumPy, right? Okay, so if you're not really familiar with NumPy, don't worry guys. Actually, this is very easy to use and I promise I'm going to guide you step by step on how to do it. Okay, so now let's talk about the fourth library, which is scikit-learn. So just type in scikit-learn like this. Okay, here we go. So this is actually like a machine learning library. So we're going to build our forecasting models using scikit-learn. If you have no idea about scikit-learn, don't worry guys, I'm going to guide you step by step on how to do it. So yeah, we're going to build a time series forecasting model using this library. It's going to be pretty complicated to be honest with you. But don't worry guys, as long as you pay close attention, you will be fine, alright? Okay, so now let's move on to the next part. IDE. For those of you who might be wondering what IDE is, let me explain. So IDE stands for Integrated Development Environment. So it's basically a place where you write and compile your code. There are two different types of IDE. So the first one is local-based IDE and the second one is browser-based IDE. So if we're talking about local-based IDE, you will need to install the IDE to your computer and you're going to write and compile your code locally. So you don't need to have internet connections. One of many examples of local-based IDE is VS Code. Okay, so now let's move on to browser-based IDE. If we're talking about browser-based IDE, you don't need to install anything, you don't need to download anything, because you're going to write and compile your code on the browser. So just make sure that you have a stable internet connections. Okay, so we have the examples of browser-based IDE. So the first one is Google Colab and the second one is Jupyter Notebook. Okay, so now let's click on this link. I will take you here to this website. Okay, so Google Colab is just the same like any other Google products, guys, like Google Slides, Google Sheet, or Google Docs. You don't need to create your account, just log in using your Gmail account, and actually this is very easy to use guys. So if you click on file, just click on new notebook, alright, and you're going to be redirected to this page. So this is like the IDE. You don't need to install anything, you don't need to download anything, just make sure that you have a stable internet connections, alright, and then you can start writing your code here. And if you want to compile it, just click on this icon and it's going to automatically compile your code. All right. Just for your informations, in this course, we're going to use Google Colab as our IDE. However, if you want to use different IDE, it's totally up to you guys. Feel free to pick any IDE that you want. All right, so now let's talk about the second IDE, which is Jupyter Notebook. All right, so let's go back to our slide and then click on jupyter.org. Okay, so Jupyter Notebook is very similar to Google Colab. This is also a browser-based IDE, so you're going to write and compile your code on a browser, right? So you don't need to install anything. So just click on try and scroll down a little bit and then just click on Jupyter Notebook, right? And you're going to be redirected to this page. And if you want to create a new file, just click file and then click new, right? And then just click on notebook. And you're going to be redirected to this page. As you guys can see, it is very similar to Google Colab. So you can start writing your code here. And if you want to compile it, just click run, or you can also click on this icon. It's the same. Okay, so now let's go back to our slide and let's talk about VS Code. So this is a local based IDE, guys. So you will need to install it. All right. So as you guys can see, this is the official websites for VS Code. If you want to download it, just click on download. All right, and you're going to be redirected to this page. As you guys can see, you have like 3 options. So the first one is the Windows versions, the second one is Linux, and the third one is Mac. So make sure that you download the VS Code version that aligns with your operating system. For example, myself, I'm using a MacBook, so I'm going to download the Mac versions, right? Okay, so it's very easy to use, guys. Then once you've installed the VS Code, don't forget to install the Python extensions to your VS Code. So just go to your VS Code and then click on extensions and type in Python. And don't forget to install the Python extensions, all right? As you guys can see, mine has been installed. All right, so now let's move on to the next part. So let's move on to the datasets. Okay, so just to let you know, we're going to get our datasets. We're going to get our Infectious datasets from Kaggle. So just click on this link and it will take you here. So for those of you who might be wondering what is Kaggle, let me explain. So Kaggle is one of the largest data science loading platform. Kaggle has a lot of high quality datasets that you guys can download for free. And Kaggle also has a lot of free learning resources for data science and machine learning. All right, so if you go to learn, as you guys can see, there are many courses available. All of these courses are completely free, so you can feel free to explore these courses. But now we're going to be concentrating on the dataset. So just click on datasets. All right, as you guys can see, there are many different datasets here. You can filter the dataset based on its category. As you guys can see here, we have computer science, educations, classifications, computer visions, NLP, or it stands for natural language processing, data visualizations, and pre-trained models. And if you scroll down, there are other categories like games, what else, internet, image, news, and still many more. Alright guys, so now I'm going to pick one random example. So I'm going to click on this dataset, Spotify song. As you guys can see, the size of this dataset is 3 MB. And if you scroll down a little bit, the usability score of this dataset is 9.41. So if you are searching for a dataset, make sure that you pick the one that has a usability score above 8, because you want to make sure that the datasets that you're going to use is a high quality datasets, right? Okay, so you might want to read these descriptions. And if you scroll down, this is the overview of this dataset. So as you guys can see, we have multiple columns here. So we have track ID, track name, track artist, track popularity, track album, what else? Track album name, playlist name, playlist ID, and playlist genre. Okay, very cool. If you want to download it, just click download. All right. Okay, so now let's go back to your slide. So just in case if you're not able to find the datasets that you want on Kaggle, don't worry, we have another alternative source. So just go to this website. It is called datasetsearch.research.google.com. Okay, so just type in any dataset. So for example, I want to find a datasets about commodity. So just type in commodity like this, CRB commodity, for example. And I'm just going to pick like random data set. So I'm going to click on it and it's going to take me here. Okay, so if you want to download these datasets, just click on export and then click download data, right? It's going to automatically download this dataset in CSV format. And if you scroll down, this is the general overview of these datasets, guys. All right, so I think that's it. That's all you need to know. I'll see you guys in the next video where we are going to learn the basic fundamentals of biostatistics. So I'll see you guys there. Bye.